Hi guys, Dakota here with Kindle the Fire. For today's short video, I just wanted to do a quick tie-in with the lesson that we're going to be teaching this Saturday on improvised pack frames and backpacks. So for today's video, I wanted to go ahead and show you one of my favorite versions of an improvised pack frame that you can make easily on the go. This one's good for if you want to make something quick, easy, you don't want to have to worry about lashing anything together and tying it all up and everything. It's good for if you maybe try to tump line or sling a bunch of gear out and maybe it's too uncomfortable for you, maybe it's a little too much gear. So I've got all this laid out here. I've got a tomahawk, saw, a fry pan, water bottle, and wool blanket. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I did to make this improvised pack frame. Alright, so all I did is I just found a nice fork in the tree that was close to the same diameter at the base as it was close to the fork. This is about a 4.5 arm length. Really, size it to your own back. It's you know, not one size fits all. So, and if you can see, the forks didn't have to be exactly the same width either. If I wanted to spend more time whittling it, I could. But all I did was I found this just sitting on a tree, cut it off there, trimmed the ends off to the length I needed, took off most of the bark, and then just found a stick on the ground about the same width as these, and that's about 6 or 7 inches wide, just long enough to have a bit of overhang on either side. And that's all you need besides rope to make this. Now if I had my possibles bag, I usually carry webbing in that, but I don't have my possibles bag today because I was slinging everything. So I have rope, and rope is going to work just fine as long as it's a thicker rope. If you don't have a thick rope and all you have is paracord, you can double up your strands and it won't dig into you too bad. But thicker rope or webbing, like I said, works a lot better. To get things started, all we're going to do is we're going to find the ends of our rope, so that way we can double over our rope on itself. So I have both ends, and then I have the middle on this side. You're just going to take the middle, and you're going to wrap it around your short piece and send both right through. Once it's fixed like that, simple and easy, you're just going to slide this up through here as such. So once I have this kind of snugged up in there, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw it around the back. I'm going to take the cords, I'm going to go around the bottom of that frame. Pull on them a little bit, get snug up on my back, and come around the front and just tie them off. That now gives me a waist belt to help support the weight and help keep it on my core balanced. Waist straps, and if you're wearing multiple layers like I am with my vest and everything, now I have more padding. Now I can strap anything to this frame that I want to, and it's just like a hiking backpack. It's actually rather comfortable. So now that we have the frame all said and done, let's go ahead and get all of this gear packed up and put on the frame. We're going to be tying the same knots that we would use to tie and lash on our Yukon pack to this frame, but obviously we're going to just keep everything as a bedroll. Our cooking gear is probably still going to be on the outside, so it's more easily accessible for us. Same thing with our tomahawk. So what this is probably going to look like is a tube with tools on either side of it. This will be much closer to what it's going to end up looking like. We're going to have the saw on one side, tomahawk on the other, the fry pan on the back side, so that way it's not getting my clothing dirty, it's not snagging on branches as I'm walking through. And we'll just actually take my water bottle and we're going to slip it down into the roll itself, so that way I can just reach up behind my head and pull out my water when I need it. So to really cinch this down and make sure that the water bottle fits in nicely, to start this wrap, I'm going to actually do the same thing I did with my large piece of rope, where I find both ends together and then find the middle. I'm going to put that up and under the bedroll itself. I'm going to feed it through the loop. When I've done that, I'm just going to kind of go back and forth with it and adjust as needed, try and get as tight as I possibly can. Then here's the trick. I pull this down and make kind of an upside down 4. I have to send these cords right here underneath the cord running this way, and pull those through. That's how I start this one. Now I move down a few inches. I plan on doing probably 4 strands around to really make this tight. And I can feel that the water bottle is connecting off here, so I'm going to tie off just underneath the water bottle. I'm going to send it around again, keeping that bedroll tucked as best I can during this process. I'm just moving it back and forth to really try and crank on it as tight as I can. Come down one more. And because I don't really have enough to go fully around it again, I'm just going to go around the bottom. Well, didn't have quite enough, so instead I'll tie off. Now if I was doing this with a tarp and full gear that I might be going out with, I would probably go still around the bottom like I should for a proper Yukon. But right now, since I know I've only got a few small items, and some of those just being a wool blanket itself, I don't necessarily have to go around the bottom, but it would have been proper. So it looks like that. Now I can slide in my tools down the side. Now I can slide in my tools down the side underneath all of these. Again, tomahawk will go on one side, saw will go on another side. Alright, so now my tools are fixed onto the bedroll itself, sitting about like I said. Now if you don't want this swashing around, you can try and loop it through and hook it through like you did on your tools. For the sake of the shortness of this video, I didn't do that, plus it's starting to rain on me. So for putting it on the frame, I want to make sure that I have my frame laying on the ground or on something in this fashion where the forks are down and then you have on top the short piece. That seems to ride better, I find, on your back. Then I'm just going to put on the bedroll straight on top. Now there's no necessarily right or wrong way to lash something to a frame. Some people will get all on you, you have to use this lashing or that lashing. I say, no you don't. Just simply get it fixed on there where it ain't going to fall off. I'm simply just wrapping a cord around the frame, kind of zigzagging down the frame, pulling tight each time. What that's going to do is it's actually going to push some of the blanket through the side of the forks that would be connected to my back, and that's actually going to pad the frame just a little bit. So now that my pack is made, my frame is made, I'm good to just throw it on my back like I did earlier, tie her down. I'm good to go on my way. Guys, thank you very much for joining me for this short video, and I hope that you enjoyed learning about improvised pack frames and how easy it can be to make carrying your gear a bit more comfortable. Especially if maybe you don't have the means to get a backpack, you don't have a backpack lying around, or you just want to try something different. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.